originated in Port Richey, about 30 miles north of downtown Tampa. After seeing the smoke, the captain prompted the 50 people aboard the boat to abandon ship and swim to shore. Some of the injuries were from being in cold water and from smoke inhalation. Several agencies, including the U.S. Coast Guard, the City of Port Richey Fire Department, and the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, responded to the incident. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
Despite a long-held consensus pointing to the mid-20s as the final stage of brain maturation, a new study has found that the adolescent brain doesn't fully form until boys have avenged their father's murder.
New imaging studies suggest that the frontal cortex goes through extensive changes during the period of training when an adolescent boy prepares himself to track down and kill the man who took his father's life. But it's not until the boy stares deep into the murderer's eyes and then stabs him right in the heart that the two lobes fuse into a fully mature brain.
According to Dr. Laurie's findings, the myelin surrounding the teenage nerve synapses develops when boys stake out the home of their father's murderer, put themselves through grueling physical training, and fantasize again and again about how satisfying it will be when he finally makes the bastard who took everything from him beg for his life.
Now, if they let their father's killer slip through their grasp, or if they press the barrel of a gun to the back of his head and then realize they don't have what it takes to pull the trigger, then the amygdala is definitively stunted, and they'll have lifelong problems interpreting emotional information.
This is the Onion News Network.
The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Computers are online. I'm gonna start loading software.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Call to Freedom.
Broadcasting live from Vertcoin Studios on LRN FM.
You're listening to Will.
You will listen to every damn word I have to say.
And Aria.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Stay tuned for political talk and everything crypto. That's right.
Broadcasting internationally on our BitPlus network satellite.
This is
The Call to Freedom.
All right, let's boot it up.
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on this Monday, beautiful Monday. Here, our first day of our second week of 5-day-a-week broadcasts here on the Call to Freedom. I am joined in studio today by Mr. Daryl W. Perry from the Liberty Lobby, and oh yeah, it would help. And live via remote by the Call to Freedom Classic crew, Mr. Tom Gray and Miss Aria Demezio from CryptocurrencyCheck.org. How we doing today, guys?
Well, Will, remember how I was kind of making fun of you for having to deal with snow up there last week?
Y'all got hit.
Yeah, well, not yet, but karma's coming. Karma's coming tomorrow.
Oh, it is.
I thought she was wrestling as Awesome Kong now.
Oh, you forgot you had another wrestling guy on with you tonight, Tom. That totally just stopped him dead in his tracks.
Oh, gosh, yes. Wow. That was a blast from the past. Hey, Daryl.
How's it going, Tom?
You know, I would really like it if she was in the Women's Royal Rumble, but that's probably not happening.
Yeah.
She's really good at burning bridges, especially with the Hardys. So I don't think she's showing up anywhere that they're hired, and they're working for WWE right now.
Yep.
Speaking of really powerful women that we're all secretly attracted to, how are you today, Arya?
I'm doing great, I suppose. That was the weirdest introduction I've gotten in a while.
Drinking.
Is that sexual harassment in the workplace?
It is on the air.
Hashtag
I said
me too.
secretly.
Right? Hashtag lawsuit. Hashtag me too.
Hey, don't make me go SJW over here.
I don't have any worries about you ever going SJW.
She'll call Matt Cunell.
Who?
Matt Kinnell, the anarcho-socialist SJW.
Oh, Matt Kienel, yeah.
Kienel. Oh, okay, whatever.
The cat.
Yeah, the cat. Anarcho Kitty.
No.
Anarcho.
Well,
is this some Facebook drama that I'm not paying attention to?
Yeah. Well, we have to because we make fun of it all the time. So,
speaking of, that's actually why you asked. Hey, Daryl, can you sit in for some libertarian drama?
We're gonna get to that. We've this is the first time that we've ever had a libertarian drama of the week that carried over for more than 1 week. So, and we covered the story on Friday. Over the weekend, it has absolutely exploded. No pun intended. And yeah, it's. Yeah.
I don't want to know how that's a pun.
Well, we'll get into that later off the air. Anyway, but before we get into that, though, there was another story that I wanted to cover. It came across the wire about 15 minutes ago. A little bit of nostalgia for myself and probably for a lot of our listeners. It turns out, this is according to the BBC, and hopefully this is one of those like mistaken fake stories where they come back a few days later and go, oops, she actually collapsed while she was jogging, and we told everybody she was dead, and we were wrong. It says Dolores O'Riordan, Cranberries' lead singer, suddenly dies, age 46. Cranberries' lead singer Dolores O'Riordan died suddenly at the age of 46, according to her publicist. The Irish musician, originally from Limerick, led the band to international success in the 90s with singles including Linger and Zombie. A statement from her publicist said the lead singer with the Irish band The Cranberries was in London for a short recording session. No further details are available at this time. That's going to be worth a lot of money.
So just doing a quick search for Cranberries singer, headlines from CNN, New York Times, The Guardian, Rolling Stone, BBC on Twitter, Variety. Yeah, it's all over the place. This does not seem to be some kind of mistake, especially seeing that the Rolling Stone article is from 3 hours ago. And like the Tom Petty thing, there was the report, and then almost immediately, oh, wait, no, in a coma.
Oh, wait, no, never mind. We were right to start with.
Very dead, yes.
It says here in May, let's see here. They shot to international fame with the 1993 debut. Everybody Else Is Doing It. Sold over 40 million records. Last year, they announced a tour, including dates in Europe, the U.S., and the U.K. However, in May, shortly into the European tour, the group had to cancel the remainder of the European dates as a result of her health issues. Officials at the Cranberries website cited medical reasons associated with a back problem, preventing the singer from performing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she didn't die of a bad back. Family asks, of course, family asks for privacy. She was last time, let's see, she tweeted a picture of herself saying she was off to Ireland with her and her cat. She was, an air rage incident. None of this has anything to do with anything other than the fact that she's an awesome performer, amazing artist, and a huge part of my teenage years. Yeah, so we're really sad. I personally am really sad to see her go. You know how it is with nostalgia.
I'm vaguely aware that the Cranberries were a band.
Really?
That's pitiful.
Like I know
that's exactly where I am.
I know the two songs that were hits.
I was an alt-rock kid in like the early 90s. Well, you're a little older than me too, aren't you, Daryl?
Not much.
No. I was an alt-rock kid in the 90s. I was like a skater. I wore like Airwalks and Jinko pants and listened to like Bush, and yeah, I was one of those kids when I was in high school. And yeah, man, I loved the Cranberries.
I like cranberry sauce with my Thanksgiving dinner, but it's got to be the stuff that's round, straight out of the can.
Right.
Oh, you're just a bad person. Come on.
Well, that makes two of us then, because I'm 100% in agreement.
Really?
You like cranberry sauce from the can?
Well, I mean, With, well, I don't know about
Cranberry
that,
sauce
but
is gross, I don't care if it comes
with
out of a
turkey and
can
dressing and all that.
or fresh.
Oh yeah,
made,
that
'cause
gel goo.
My mom makes it with like nuts and fruit and all this other stuff in it, and I'm like, I don't like it fresh made, and I don't like it out of a can either.
How ADD
you're
is
just
this
weird.
show right now?
It's gross.
We go from reporting a celebrity death to discussing a Thanksgiving condiment that's vaguely related to her old band.
Yeah,
Well, they're both equally important in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, truthfully. I just wanted to mention it because, it was a huge nostalgia thing for me. If it was Gavin Rossdale or Gwen Stefani.
I know who Gwen Stefani is. She's not a hollerback girl. But who's Gavin Rossdale?
Gavin Rossdale is the lead singer of Bush.
She's not a hollerback girl.
He also is Gwen Stefani's ex-husband.
Yeah, I was about to say,
quit
wasn't he her hollerback boy for a while there?
Well, no, he was a dummy because he wasn't famous at all anymore, and he thought it would be a good idea to cheat on her while she was wicked famous, and it's like, you're a has-been with like the hottest on fire thing going on right now at that time, like 5-6 years ago.
Baby Spice?
That was during the time he was famous, was Baby Spice. Good Lord. Catch up with us. Catch up, Daryl. All right, when we get back here on the Call to Freedom, we're going to get into what we're going to talk about today with a little bit of libertarian drama.
I'm just saying, I've had a crush on Baby Spice for like 20 years.
I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road Underground Market. The Silk Road was a gift to humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed, Ross has been sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Now, an appeal is Ross's only chance, and he needs your support. Please visit freeross.org, where you can contribute via various methods, including Bitcoin. Visit freeross.org. That's freeross.org.
The 3 most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Alrighty then, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Another song by the Cranberries there, one of my favorites growing up as a kid. Now, it's actually a song about the occupation of the British occupation of Ireland and the Irish people who blindly followed the state like zombies to justify the murder of their own brethren. Pretty strong political message, actually. It was one of the reasons why I liked the Cranberries. Now, the reason that we have Daryl on with us today, though, is there's a story here. I've got it in the Libertarian Vindicator. Basically, what happened is we didn't have enough drama last week. There wasn't enough whining, crybaby, Days of Our Lives nonsense. And it's not Friday, so I don't have the Days of Our Lives audio pulled up already. But let's just go ahead and start off here. Basically, Arvin spoke about the sacred cow. Like, there's one or two subjects out there that you just can't have any kind of a rational conversation about because people just have emotional reaction to them. And if you say, I think if two 14-year-olds decide to consensually, have sex with each other, that the government shouldn't, try to throw one of them in jail. That means you just said that a 50-year-old should be having sex with a fetus. Like, there is no reasonable discussion in the middle. Like, if you say one thing, there's just a portion of society that hears the other thing, no matter what. And Arvin has stepped into that hornet's nest, which we've seen other libertarians do. They've come out and they've made very vague statements, or talked about personal experiences. And this huge hornet's nest surrounding the topic.
Right, and it was this topic that really sort of bit Mary Ruwart in the butt back in 2008 and prevented her from getting the nomination and gave us Babar and war.
Yeah, basically. Well, here it says that the Libertarian Vindicator says in the Libertarian Vindicator's poll on the current candidates who have announced their intentions to run for vice chairman.
So a completely non-scientific poll that is opt-in based on who has the best social media following.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but wouldn't you expect the current vice chair to do a little bit better in terms of pure social media following than distant third?
He's not distant third. He's second, actually.
No,
well, and most of his social media
I'm looking at
most of his social media following, and I think what Aria was about to say is it's from people that don't like him.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, it's just people who want to argue with him.
There's a lot of those, though.
Yeah,
most of them aren't.
It's like
libertarians,
90% of his profile.
Or
right,
even
and
party
there's no
members.
requirement that the person be a libertarian to vote in this poll.
No, none whatsoever.
So what are the results here?
Well, it says here you got Alex Merced that took a large lead with 46.37% of those surveyed.
I am willing to put down $5 worth of cryptocurrency that is not the first round result at convention in New Orleans.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm fairly sure you're right. First of all, because some of the people that are going to be running in New Orleans are not listed here. Right. The people I plan to vote for that are going to be running in New Orleans are not listed here.
Noda?
No, I plan on voting for James Weeks. Come on, why not? I mean, if we're going to be that's my plan for all of you moderate milquetoast pragmatists out there. You thought Arvin was bad. Wait till you get a radical that's not going to be quiet, even if we nominate someone who's bad.
Right.
Because all of this is reactionary, yo. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well,
you never heard any of this kind of stuff from Arvin until after Johnson Weld, until after he was forced for 6 months to sit with his lip buttoned as Gary Johnson and Bill Weld advocated in the name of the Libertarian Party that we control firearms, that we support that we support Obamacare, that we support healthcare mandates in general, that we bomb Yemen just for funsies. Like, we watched an absolute travesty, and Arvin was forced to sit with his mouth shut and not say anything. And now he doesn't have to be quiet anymore.
Right. So Alex Merced, 46%. What are the rest of the results here?
Trent Soames came in with 19%. He's the head of the Libertarian Youth Caucus that recently got out of, like a month ago, came home from Marine Corps boot camp.
Right. He, as a libertarian, joined the Marines.
Yeah.
Claiming,
I love you, Trent, brother, but it's
claiming
completely
that being stationed in Germany is defending America.
Yeah. We got Arvin Vahra coming in with 10.5%, Jake Porter with 8%, Steve Sheets with 6%, which is kind of surprising to me. Joe Hauptman with 5%.
Never heard of him.
And Joe Paschal with 3.6%.
Also never heard of him. Where's Noda on this list?
Where's what's his name? Charles Peralta.
Where's Will Coley on this list?
Will Coley is not running for vice chair of the party.
I don't think Bolcutt is running for vice chair of the party.
You don't want to do a bunch of work while being the face that everybody gets to hate?
No.
Nor do I receiving no pay for it?
I get enough of that already.
Nor do I think that Bolcutt is a member of the LP anymore.
Oh, awesome.
It is not a Bolcutt.
What is it? It's a lop, right? Isn't that what that?
No, it's a bowl cut.
Wait, who are we talking about?
It is totally a bowl cut. Yeah, it is totally a bowl cut.
John Stamos'
absolutely
younger brother. It's John Stamos' younger brother.
No, it's not John Stamos' younger brother. It's Joey Lawrence's little brother.
Wait. Tell me which one of these candidates we're talking about. I will.
He was the chair. He was a candidate.
Charles Perello.
He was a candidate for chair.
Oh, that guy.
He tried to start a fist fight with me like 2 different times at the national convention. Pushed a fake story about me and tried to sabotage my campaign like an hour before the vote.
Yeah. He runs being libertarian that has totally jumped the shark and has nothing to do with actually being libertarian anymore. There was an article last week on that website saying that Daryl Perry, Adam Kokesh, and Starchild and a couple other people need to leave the party.
I didn't make the list, man.
But the funny thing is, all of the things that they mentioned as far as embarrassments to the party were not things done by Daryl, Starchild, or Adam.
Well, yeah, but because...
They were quotes from Gary Johnson, quotes from Bill Weld. And these are the reasons that Daryl, Starchild, and Adam Kokesh...
Hey, man, it's your fault.
And something about purple-haired something. Yeah.
You mean Karen?
No, she's got pink hair.
I was about to say, they should love Karen, man. Karen is all...
Milk toast.
For real, yo. She is the straight up, like, with radicals like her, who needs moderates? Anyway, if you want to get in on this discussion, give us a call here, 603-283-6160. We'll be back here in just a few on the Call to Freedom.
You burnt my bill.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com. Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
Catch the Call to Freedom at its new time, weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. The Call to Freedom is the only live drive-home call-in show in the U.S. with a segment devoted to cryptocurrencies. Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, live from Vertcoin Studios in New Hampshire. Learn about what makes cryptocurrencies so great and why you should care about them. Updates on new coins and ICOs, and warnings of scams. Plus, hear from traders, whales, developers, and big names in the crypto world. You can also win crypto coins or tokens every episode. Just listen for the faucet sound and be the 5th caller to get free Dash, Litecoin, Vertcoin, Verge, or other cryptocurrencies. The Call to Freedom with Will and Aria, featuring Crypto Hour. Broadcast internationally through our BitPlus network satellite. Weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. on LRN FM.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
You are listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
We shall overcome. Deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome. Though I join hands so often with students and others behind jail bars singing, we shall overcome. I have a dream. I have a dream. One day.
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We've been discussing this non-stop drama that is following Arvin Vahra around here lately. So if you want to get in on the discussion or hijack the talk on to something else, give us a call here, 603-283-6160. That's 603-283-6160. Or you can join us. We have our new on-air call-in line on the Discord chat, and we also have our on-air lines on Skype at lrn.fm on Skype. So get in touch with us however you like, and don't forget to keep your ears out. We have the free coin giveaways every episode. 2 chances to win. We gave away over $135 in free cryptos last week. Look to give away plenty more this week. All you got to do is listen to win and call in. So keep an ear out for that faucet sound or the sound of the Galactic Systems drone targeting a lucky winner, and we'll be bringing that to you. So, anything else on Arvin, man? I mean, it's pretty much.
Arya had a whole lot.
Let's go, Arya. Come on, baby. Get in there.
Arvin is the king of the Audacious Caucus. I mean, he's as audacious as you get.
Yes.
But he's got one large problem with the Audacious Caucus, and that is that so many of its members are in the Outright Libertarians, which is an LGBT libertarian identity politics group. And they admit this. They wear it as a badge of honor. They're proud to play identity politics, which, of course, neither Arvin nor I approve of, but they have this idea in their heads based on some of the things he said in the past that he's transphobic. I know he's not. He's never taken any issue with me. I mean, I was the one who called him out for the I'm That Libertarian challenge. My entire video was about that and my issues with getting to see a doctor about transgenderism. So I know he's not transphobic. And I try to explain it to them, but, they don't want to listen. If he wants to make any ground, if he wants to win re-election, he's going to need the Audacious Caucus. And in order to do that, he's going to have to convince them that he's not transphobic. They're his. Without their support, without the support of the Audacious Caucus, who could someone like Arvin be supported by?
Yeah. Well, that's the reason. You know what? I'm saying James Weeks, man. Weeks for vice chair. You heard it right here.
But Weeks is so far to the left for me. I'm center.
I hang out with James a lot, and yeah, James is as far to the right as he is to the left. I mean, he really is. I mean, he's like a radical ANCAP socialist. Like, I don't know how to describe James. He is basically
a Sternerite, an egoist.
He is an egoist.
He's an IDGAF libertarian.
Well, good. Him and Arvin should team up together and make something happen.
But at least he tends to stay, to keep his unclothed activities to happening in front of consenting adults. So he's got that going for him.
Which one, Arvin or James?
James.
Because there are some people that say they did not consent to see James Weeks get naked on stage. Even though he didn't actually get naked, he stripped down to a thong, a tuxedo thong.
If they don't consent, they can close their eyes. That's the way that works.
Yeah, there you go. He wasn't trying to involve any sort of touchy-feely going on there.
Oh, but we have to ask Tom the taxpayer. Tom the taxpayer, what about the children? What about the children who could have seen that?
Use them to pave the roads?
Wow, that could be taken a number of ways.
I'm not saying pave the roads with children. I'm saying, hire them at a prevailing wage.
Well,
yeah, I totally was thinking about like just with the crusher. Maybe that's because I have a house full of them of my own.
Wow, I don't exactly know how you managed to take what Daryl said and make it worse, Will, but you did.
Oh, as soon as I said it, I realized there were two ways.
Every day.
Yeah. Okay. Not only, but that I would be like, here, homo burr.
we went from child labor to child homicide to your own child homicide.
Beep, 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 beep.
It only makes that noise when it backs up, Will.
Oh. Well, yeah, of course we would have to back up.
Well, you can't pour the concrete from the front, Daryl. It'll get all over your windshield.
For real. Oh. So bad. So bad.
So what are the chances? What are the chances that Arvin doesn't even run for re-election?
I don't think he will. I think he is out here setting as many fires as he can because he was never planning on running for re-election to start with. He's already done 2.
This is his second term.
Yeah, so he was done anyway. Right. He was finished.
We need him. We need him as the vice chair. We need a hardcore ANCAP up there saying the things that everyone else is too afraid to say.
It would be nice, but after the Johnson and I really hate to say it, but we're going to go and take over the Pirate Party and push the few socialists that are there out because they're not really doing anything with it. And that's what libertarians are going to. Actual libertarians are basically going to have to go
do we get to wear eye patches?
I don't know, but we're going to have to do the same thing that the Republicans did to us. We're just going to have to find a little party that's just the right size that seems to be, at least their iconography is lined up with our philosophy, and then just go push the socialists out of that little club and turn it into a full-fledged party, because that's what happened to us. The Republicans were like, oh, look.
I was about to say.
Well, they waited until we had ballot access in a good many places.
And then they poured tons of money into, because a lifetime membership's what, like $1,500?
Yes.
And I saw a dozen members of the RLC who I had seen for the last 8 years mock libertarianism and the Libertarian Party and libertarians in general, all bought lifetime memberships to the party so that the next time a Trump thing happened, they could just swoop right in and suck up our ballot, just like they did this time.
Yeah.
And they know that there's enough people out there who claim to be radical, like Karen Harlos, who will just lap it up and lay down and take it as long as there's money coming into the party. Whoever, they literally could nominate Hillary Clinton. And because well, you know what?
Don't give them ideas.
We are a part of a private club and a private organization, and I will respect the decisions of that organization and not speak out against it, no matter how much it conflicts with that organization's actual principles or my own. Yeah, that's radical. That's the radicalest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Did you see that Mark Montoni is leaving the Radical Caucus that he helped form?
For what purpose or reason?
Because of all the things that you just said.
Yeah, because it's not radical anymore. Because it's become an offshoot of the pragmatist. Basically, the Radical Caucus
radical
now
as an 80-year-old woman.
What it is the Radical Caucus now is filled with people that what happens is candidates will go and they will work with that person and be like, see, I'm reaching out to the radicals. That's what the Radical Caucus has become. It's become a place setting. Basically people with an R on their shirt and no R in their heart. Basically. It's the only way I can describe it.
Hold on. R for Republican or R for radical? Because it could be both at this point.
For real. All right, if you want to get into this discussion again, please give us a call here. 603-283-6160. If not, we're going to be moving on from libertarian drama on to government drama. So we'll be right back. Stick around.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount. Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up! We've been on the same channel on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving us to a new channel on a different transponder. The original channel will stay on the air until the end of February to give you time to transition without any loss of service. So don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 12, 11,936 megahertz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 20,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.FM. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
America is at a crossroads on many issues, leading many to ask, is it time for the president to blow the silver horn left behind by the Founding Fathers in case the country ever needed them? Of course, the horn, which has been sitting in the Oval Office since 1817, has never been used by a commander-in-chief, but many Americans think now might be the time to summon our forefathers. Which Founding Fathers would come back?
All of them. Look, when you have a bug problem, you call the exterminator. When you have an America problem, you call the Founding Fathers. They know what to do.
We have to keep in mind the Founding Fathers left us with a warning. If you blow the horn with less than pure intentions, it will turn to tin and can never be used.
But a president has to take risks, have the courage to admit that his administration is not all-knowing, and blow that magic silver horn to summon someone who is.
Yes, but what if we become too reliant on them and they disappear after the next new moon, as was written?
This is the Onion News Network.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.fm. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार सिर्फ और सिर्फ LRN.fm पे।
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from our VertCoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire, right here in the Shire, our little crypto community. You want to get your brakes fixed, you want to grab a cheeseburger, you can do so here, and you can do so with Bitcoin or Dash. You want to go buy some soap, you need a nice t-shirt or maybe some cryptocurrency coasters, all kinds of little things. You can get them with just about any currency out there. You know, I've bought stuff here in Keene, New Hampshire with VertCoin, with Verge, with Life tokens. I mean, like, this is a place, if you want to use cryptocurrencies in your daily life, if you are a believer in the idea of decentralized banking, you got to move up here to New Hampshire. It is the place to be if you want to be able to use your cryptos just like you would worthless paper money. Now, we had Daryl on with us from the New Hampshire Liberty Lobby. He was a former Libertarian Party presidential candidate, discussing what's happening with Arvin Vahra. What I think is a reaction, and I've said this before when we were still on Sunday nights, I think what's happening with Arvin Vahra is a reaction to the fact that, radicals in the Libertarian Party were completely silenced, shelved, pissed on, for search of a better term, during the entire election cycle after the nomination of Gary Johnson and Bill Weld. Basically, where they were told you can have your Libertarian Party platform and your convictions, but you can't have them until after the election is over. And as a reaction to that 6 months of silencing, we've now had a solid year of Arvin Vahra with a megaphone in his hand on social media saying some of the most controversial outside of the Libertarian Party positions of members of the party, and getting massive pushback from the inside. But now we're going to move on to the story. It's actually kind of it's really disturbing to me, because this is another time that government is putting a wall up between consumers and business owners and their ability to make money. Part of the reason why I got involved in the cryptocurrency industry to begin with. It says here from Reason, Chicago to businesses. Did licensed contractors hang those window signs? This is actually a problem that we're having here with the mosque that I work with, the community center here in Keene, is that the local sign company, one of them, is also in bed with helping write the regulations in order to make it harder for his competitors to be in the market.
You don't say.
Yeah, and they're literally direct. One of the people is literally directly across the street from the community center. Yeah.
That's good news.
Right? This is, you want to put a sign or even just a sticker on the window of your Chicago pizzeria? You better get a licensed contractor and a zoning review first, or else expect to pay fines ranging in the thousands of dollars. Scott Toth, owner of Craft Pizza in the city's Wicker Park neighborhood, learned about this regulation last year when his business was ticketed. He had 4 vinyl stickers in his business windows, which he'd put up in 2014 and in 2015. In order to follow the city's rules, any window signs must be installed by a licensed sign contractor. A list of these contractors is conveniently located on the city's website. Even if the sign is just a sticker, Toth tells Reason that this is the classic Chicago way, in which regulations, quote, force you to use union stuff. According to Toth, the city rules regarding signs are rarely enforced, and he only knows of a couple other businesses in his neighborhood that were targeted. The city's on-premise sign guidelines apply to window signs made of paper, sticker material, vinyl, or film that take up more than 25% of a window and are in place more than 60 days. The rule also applies to signs painted on more than 25% of a window. These signs are technically required to go through an expensive permitting process in addition to hiring contractors for installation. For a permit, a business must pay a zoning review fee, $200, and a building department review fee based on the size of the sign. Then the building department review fees range from $50 for signs between 0 and 49 square feet and up to $1,000 for a sign over 500 square feet. Fines for noncompliance range from $350 to $15,000 per sign per day. It's unknown how the city determines the fine amount. The Department of Buildings, which enforces this regulation, would not respond for comment from Reason. Toth says that he's not allowed to represent himself and was forced to pay an attorney to fight the fine. After paying his attorney approximately $1,000, the fine was reduced from around $1,000 to $600, and he agreed to pay, quote, at some point, you finally just got to cry, uncle. Welcome to America. So what do you think, Tom?
I think that's a pretty good day at the office for that attorney. For a $400 reduction in a fine, he got $1,000. It's 2.5 times his money.
That's what we do now.
Is you pay lawyers to negotiate fines that you probably shouldn't have to pay in the first place. Well, we actually had something similar to this, but in a different way, more egregious here locally. They wanted to turn our entire downtown business district into a historic zoning district. And they were wanting to charge people. Well, basically, they were saying if you want to replace like any of your windows, you have to use these old-timey specialty glass windows that match what the buildings had on them 60 years ago. And like for a regular storefront size window, it was like $5,000. So it was its own kind of fine, because not only were you being forced to use a particular kind of window, the windows you were being forced to use were not good windows, which is why they stopped using them after 60 years ago.
Licensure and fines when government takes your rights away and then sells them back to you for a fee under the threat of violence. Pretty much. I mean, that's what it is in real life. I mean, they don't like to call it that. They don't like to say that sometimes. But, I mean, if you want to be honest about it, I mean, let's call things what they are. You have a right to expression. You have a right to support yourself, which means having a business. And free expression and speech includes signs. That's always been a part of what the Constitution states. And even without the Constitution, you still as a human being have those rights. And local gang groups that call themselves city governments say, you know what? That right is no longer yours anymore. You now have to purchase that right from us. And if you don't, we'll send men with guns to make sure that you wish you had.
Well, I don't know about calling city government a gang, because gang leadership actually has kind of a meritocracy to it, whereas city government, not so much.
But regardless,
they do.
Go ahead.
No, never mind. Go ahead.
I mean, it's to me, it's a protection racket. You see, you pay the city government so that the men in blue costumes don't come around and beat you up and throw you in a cage.
The rival gangs who happen to be on the same payroll.
Exactly. They're the quote-unquote rival gang, but they are totally on the same payroll. Yes. So you pay me, Mr. Business Owner, and if you don't pay me, then the mean man with the gun will come and lock you in a cage with rapists and actual dangerous people. And that's how we'll get you to comply, is through the threat of being anally raped by a 7-foot-tall stranger.
Hey, now.
Yeah, that's totally consensual. That's consensual. That's consensual. It is. Because, the man at the government, he said that that's voluntary. And, that piece of paperwork right there, it says that it's voluntary, so it must be true. All right, well, so we've got, coming up on the other side of the break, we've got on the line with us, waiting patiently, one of the developers from Mincoin. We've got Mr. Supertramp on the line. So if you want to get involved, give us a call, 603-283-6160, and we'll be right back here on the Call to Freedom.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippie! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you got to keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. facebook.freetalklive.com. We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell. They send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, January 15th, 2018. Silver is trading at $17.35 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,342 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $52, and the average price of Bitcoin is $14,182. Antiwar.com reports the U.S.-led coalition forces in Syria have announced their intention to create a new 30,000-man border fence in northern Syria along the border between Syria and Turkey. The force is expected to predominantly be Kurdish, but also include some Arab fighters. Spokesman Colonel Ryan Dillon confirmed that the inaugural class of border fighters, some 230 members, were already trained. There is no timeline on getting to 30,000, though in the past the U.S. has struggled mightily to achieve large numbers in such training efforts. Unsurprisingly, this whole scheme boils down to training and arming a heavily Kurdish force guarding what is ultimately Kurdish YPG territory. Turkey is furious, saying the entire enterprise is unacceptable. Turkish officials say they've already summoned a U.S. charge d'affaires in Ankara last week to protest the effort and are being increasingly public about their opposition to the idea. Recent history suggests Turkey's opposition to U.S. action in Syria will have no impact on them, however.
Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spendabit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spendabit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. Bitcoin merchants, ask about our merchant suite to reach even more customers. Spendabit.co.
UPI reports undocumented immigrants can resume applications for protection under the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrival program after a federal judge last week blocked the Trump administration's plan to let DACA expire, according to immigration officials. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services announced Saturday it would resume processing the applications, though not for people who have never been granted protection under the program. On Wednesday, U.S. District Judge William Alsup said the Trump administration must continue to accept DACA renewal applications despite President Trump's decision on September 5th to end new applications and renewals and let the program expire March 5th. A memo from then Acting Department of Homeland Security Secretary Elaine Duke said the agency lacked the authority to implement DACA because it was an executive order from former President Barack Obama. The judge said that reasoning was flawed because the agency and administration does have the authority to implement the program, which allows children brought to the country as undocumented immigrants stay and work legally for 2-year intervals. Trump and bipartisan members of Congress met Tuesday in an attempt to strike a deal to continue DACA while also funding a wall along the Mexican border. On Sunday, Trump expressed doubts over being able to agree on a deal. Trump tweeted, "DACA is probably dead because the Democrats don't really want it. They just want to talk and take desperately needed money away from the military." The lawsuit against the administration over its plans to let DACA expire was brought against the Trump administration by the regents of the University of California system and its president, Janet Napolitano. Napolitano served as Secretary of DHS under Obama from 2009 to 2013.
For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
Reuters reports at least 15 people were injured when a fire engulfed a boat off the coast of Florida on Sunday, causing the 50 people aboard to jump into the Gulf of Mexico and swim to shore. A preliminary investigation showed the fire broke out at about 4:17 p.m. Eastern Time from an apparent engine fire, according to the Pasco Fire Rescue. The 60-foot shuttle boat was on its way to the Sun Cruise Casino boat a little more than 3 miles away in international waters. It had only made it about 100 yards from where it originated in Port Richey, about 30 miles north of downtown Tampa. After seeing the smoke, the captain prompted the 50 people aboard the boat to abandon ship and swim to shore. Some of the injuries were from being in cold water and from smoke inhalation. Several agencies, including the U.S. Coast Guard, the City of Port Richey Fire Department, and the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, responded to the incident. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
U.S. officials assure Hong Kong that their protest is just one of many issues the White House is staying silent on, and an old guy at a hostel is down to party. This is the Onion Week in Review. Stunned officials from the Marine Conservation Institute announced this week that the past half-century of climate change and habitat loss somehow hasn't managed to take down the and parrotfish. Biologists stress that despite destructive chemical runoff, rising ocean temperatures, and overfishing, the persistent little shits were somehow plugging right along like nothing had even happened.
You look at the oil spills, greenhouse gases, and God knows what else we're throwing at them, and you think, yeah, those subtropical should have been wiped out decades ago. But nope, these sons of bitches are still around and doing better than ever.
In other news, a grasshopper is dismembered by a future Supreme Court justice. A man having a great time will soon have to apologize to everyone, and Rand Paul pretends to be asleep so his dad will carry him in from the car.
This is the Onion News Network.
The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis.
Oh, what am I looking for here? I feel like I'm so potato brain today. I'm trying to get...
You should take independent financial advice from a professional.
Oh, wow. Hey, check it out. If you're on their homepage, you can see them broadcast in video in the studio.
Any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Hold. Hold. Hold.
You better hold on for dear life, because it's time for the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, on the Call to Freedom.
All right, that's right. It is time for the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com. If you want to start investing in cryptos without having to do any busy work, Helium is where you want to be. Wow, that really lasted longer than it normally does, didn't it, Tom? Didn't it, Tom? Is it just me, or did that?
No, that was pretty standard. It's good stuff.
I'm gonna have to
love that bed.
Trim that down a little bit. That is like forever long. I'm trying to give the promo to go with it, and I'm like, wait, like, shut up, guitar player. I've heard enough. I need to do this. Let's get rolling. We got a really awesome guest today. I want to get through this. Anyway, so
we've also got a really awesome sponsor.
We do. We have an amazing sponsor, and it's hard to read these things when you can't hear them because that guitar is just like, so anyway, all right, so yeah. Helium.com is the sponsor of the Crypto Hour. If you want to start investing in cryptos without having to do any busy work, go to Helium. It's a long-term savings accelerator powered by Uphold.com. Helium watches conversion rates between cryptos and fiats for you so it can convert your funds just when the time is right. Add funds to Helium from your bank or digital wallet, and you're done. The rest is completely automatic. Helium, let your money move you. Sign up today at heliumwithane.com/CTF. That's HELEUM.com/CTF and get that great introductory offer for being a Call to Freedom listener. Now, we are joined today, there we go. We are joined today. We have two special guests on with us today. We are always trying to introduce, our listeners to new technologies, new softwares, and new coins that are coming out or that are being developed, or sometimes, like with Insane Coin, being re-released by people who have taken over the development from other people. And we've got on with us the folks from Mincoin. So we have Z as well as Supertramp on with us tonight. How you fellas doing?
Hey, great, Will. Thanks again for having Zai and I on the show here, the Call to Freedom. We've listened to you guys several times, and we love your guys' broadcast. You guys are doing it right, that's for sure.
I'm doing good too, man. It's really great to be here. Been catching on the program for the last half hour and enjoying the libertarian fundamentals. Well, thanks for having us.
Very good, very good. Now, Aria is our resident cryptocurrency ratings expert, and I wanted to let Aria kind of have at you guys for a couple of minutes to see what Mincoin's all about. So go ahead, Aria. Let's load up and fire away.
For sure. I mean, that's a great place to start. If you could tell me, so many of these coins coming out, they don't really have any kind of idea behind them, and they just seem to kind of exist to make money for people, which I don't think is the right avenue that cryptocurrency as a whole should evolve. But it sounds like you sort of revived a coin similar to like Bila Coin.
Yeah, I'm actually not familiar with, you said Bela Coin. As far as Mincoin is concerned, several of us got together back in early 2013, and we were looking at the Bitcoin protocol and the Litecoin protocol, and we noticed a few things that maybe we thought we could do just a little bit better as far as a cryptocurrency goes. And this is kind of in the guise of utility. A cryptocurrency that doesn't just exist to exist, but is going to be used specifically, especially in online transactions. So we came up with Mincoin, and the whole idea was that it was supposed to be a very simple approach to blockchain technology, and we wanted to improve on a few things. And so we made the block times shorter, down to 60 seconds. Bitcoin, as you know, is at 10 minutes. Litecoin's at 2.5 minutes. And we thought for, online transactions and for speed, we wanted to kind of take it as fast as we could. And at that time, it looked like with blockchain-based technology that a 60-second block was about as good as it could be. And then from the supply side, we felt like we didn't want to have a lot out there, like a ton. And you see now that there's coins coming out that have hundreds of millions and even billions. And we said we want to look for something that's also going to be a good store of value going forward. So we only have a 10 million total coin supply, currently about 4.1 million in circulation. So there's still about a 59% of the total supply left to be mined. So there's still a lot of time for people to get involved and still mine, quite a bit of coins in the future here.
Okay. So did it come? I didn't understand all of that, or at least not in regard to the answer to my question. Is this a coin that you created, or is this the coin that you revived?
Well, both. I was one of the original developers back in 2013, gotcha. And we launched a coin April 3rd of 2013, and then 2014, 2015, around 2015, I don't know if you were around cryptocurrency then or not, Aria, but there was kind of a lull in the cryptocurrency market, right? Like, cryptocurrencies were just kind of going sideways. There really wasn't much going on. There wasn't a lot of enthusiasm. So the team kind of disbanded. I was kind of the only one really left. And I had a couple of people who I was in contact with still. And I started getting some messages in early 2017. Hey, what's going on with Mincoin? Can we bring Mincoin back to life? Can we revive it? And so people started coming to me. And then the next thing you know, we revived the network in the spring of 2017. And then we did a host of upgrades, network upgrades and wallet upgrades over the summer. And then we conducted a hard fork, which went through successfully and everything. So we revived a coin that we had previously put out.
Okay, excellent. And your overall philosophy or your overall goal, at least, is to make a cryptocurrency that actually can function as a currency? Because as you said, Bitcoin as a currency is useless.
Yeah,
So,
in Bitcoin. So here's a couple of things. We wanted to go speed, and also, if you've noticed, I'm sure you have, everybody has these outrageous fees with Bitcoin. It doesn't make sense to use Bitcoin right now for a $10, $20, or $30 purchase online because you're going to spend $30 in a transaction fee. That just doesn't make sense. We feel like there is a market right there, and we feel like Mincoin can take up usage and utility in that market.
Now, what about security? That's one of the really big things for a lot of our listeners, and particularly people I've found, the people that are old school crypto guys, people that have been in the movement for a while. Privacy and security usually are reasons why they got into cryptocurrency in the beginning, and now with Bitcoin showing that it's not quite as private as we all thought it was, a lot of people are really focusing on that aspect. So what can you tell us about the privacy and security of Mincoin?
I think I'll take that one. Thanks, Will. So I'll talk first to the security aspect of Mincoin in regards to the network upgrades that we did this summer. When we took a look at the code that was launched originally in 2013 and then maintained in 2014 and 2015, we looked at a couple of deficiencies and a few things we could have done better. Old school blockchain technology folks know that the proof of work method is how the chain is secured. And we were using a modified form of the original Satoshi difficulty adjustment algorithm. So if the difficulty goes up quite a bit, then in a linear way, the difficulty would go down quite a bit. And we got beat up by the mining pools that are generally regarded as the profit switching mining pools. So if Mincoin was worth 80 cents when 2 hours ago it was trading at 60 cents.
All right, well, we're going to have to get into that when we get back here. If you want to be a part of it, call in.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what the readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. freedomsphoenix.com, constantly providing the information, the real news about government policies, and the real relationship we all have with the coercive government, the real condition of the economy, innovations in technology, breakthroughs in energy, health, and computer science. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media. The corporate media, nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but now there's an alternative. freedomsphoenix.com. Constant news updates on the issues that affect your life in the most important ways. With liberty and property under constant attack, freedomsphoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda, and it encourages the participation of its readers. Go to freedomsphoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, phoenix.com. freedomsphoenix.com. The revolution between the ears has already happened.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
Hi, this is Mark Edge of Free Talk Live. Michael W. Dean's book, User's Manual for the Human Experience, changed my life. In a culture that attempts to turn you into a compliant victim, this book gives you implementable steps on everything from how to be aware of your environment, walking down the street, to business, to how to handle a toxic person in your life. If you're a human, you need to read this book at least once. Go to Amazon and get the Kindle version, or paperback, or an audiobook of
a user's manual for the human experience.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here, and I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, on the call to freedom on LRN.fm. أنتم تستمعون إلى The Crypto Hour، يقدم إليكم برعاية Helium.com على برنامج نداء للحرية على LRN.fm.
Yeehaw, man. I'm liking that.
All right, we're back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We're broadcasting live from our Vertcoin studios right here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. If you're listening to us internationally, all across sub-Saharan Africa, you are hearing us coming to you live from our BitPlus Network's free-to-air satellite. Broadcasting live. If you want to get in on the show, give us a call, 603-283-6160, or you can contact us through our Discord chat room, or you can also get us on Skype at LRN.FM on the Skype line. We've been joined today by two of the developers from Mincoin. We've got Supertramp and Zai with us from Mincoin. And before we went to the break, we were starting to have a conversation about security. Like myself, a lot of old hats, people who have been around the cryptocurrency community since, I'm going to say 2012 or before. Then a lot of those folks are really, really focused on security, and Zai was about to tell us all about why Mincoin security is awesome. So go ahead and take it away, Zai.
Oh, thanks so much, Will. This is an exciting part of the technology, and I'll just take it back a second to the old school miners that have been around since 2012. I'm sure when 2013 and 2014 came around, and even into 2015, they started to feel the pain from the profit switching pools who would all of a sudden throw massive hash and then leave, putting that difficulty that difficulty at a really high level to where the loyal miners are stuck sometimes for minutes, hours, or even days until they can solve enough blocks until the end of the time span when the difficulty adjusts again. And so for our security, we did two things in the hard fork that were critical. We implemented what we call our Splash Guard, which is a modified version of Dash's difficulty adjustment algorithm that Evan Duffield put together. And what it does is it adjusts the difficulty every block for us. This allows our loyal miners to continue mining on the chain, even if the difficulty gets driven up super high by a profit switching pool that then leaves. But the second thing we did was we looked at our original design and saw, hey, you know, the Coinbase maturity threshold, that is when a miner gets paid their block reward for solving a block, was only 25 blocks deep. That meant if we were under attack or anything of that nature, we'd have just 25 blocks to respond. So we increased our Coinbase maturity threshold to 300 blocks, which essentially says, hey, if we don't notice that there's a problem in 5 hours, which is a lot better than 25 minutes, then we can do something about it by adding more hash or contacting pools and looking to make sure that our loyal miners don't lose any of the rewards that they earned or having an opportunity for manipulation in the blockchain. So those were the two key security features that we implemented in the hard fork: a difficulty adjustment for every block, and then a significant change to the Coinbase maturity threshold. We're kind of looking to, in the future, address the privacy issues, but we've got a couple of future soft forks to do and network upgrades before we begin looking into the modern privacy features for transactions and things of that nature. So right now it's just making the best possible conditions for proof of work to thrive as we get added to more exchanges and as we attract more attention to the coin so that things stay really good for us in the future.
Awesome. Now, we've got some Mincoin that's been brought in by you guys to give away. But before we get into that, I want to make sure all of our listeners out there understand. So, do you guys have a mobile wallet yet?
We currently do not yet have a mobile wallet. We are working on putting together the code base for a mobile wallet, but we need to get through these next couple of soft forks. So we move up the kind of the codes ladder to where the mobile wallet development is lateral to where we would be. So currently for wallets, we have a Windows wallet, we have a Mac wallet, and we have a Linux wallet. And all three of those are available for download and installation at mincoin.us.
All right. Well, if you got a question for the Mincoin development team and you want to get some free Mincoin, give us a call here, 603-283-6160. That's 283-6160. Give us a call here at the Call to Freedom. We've got the developers from Mincoin. We've got Supertramp and Z on the line with us here. Now, tell us, guys, how difficult is your wallet? I've got a wallet on my computer that I basically have to have a friend help me turn it off and on every time I want to check it. And then there's other wallets that you just click it and boom, it's there, and you do what you need to do, and then boom, it's gone, and it's pretty simple. Is your wallet pretty user friendly, or is it something that our listeners are going to need a little bit more technical savvy to be able to do?
Yeah, I believe that it is pretty user-friendly. Now, we do have there has been some issues with various anti-virus softwares being triggered, and that is common on the code base level that we are on. Once we get the soft forks implemented here within the next month or so, then most of those will go away. And then Zai also had some information about security signing certificates that we're going to also do in the future. Did you want to talk about that briefly?
Please do.
Yeah, you've got it. Sure. So ease of wallet installation I can talk about on two fronts. The coolest part about Mincoin is that we use the Gideon build system for deterministic building of our wallets. And a feature of that are the Gideon recipes, which include the setup exe for installation on Windows. So we have a really robust and well put together wallet for Windows that doesn't require any ad nodes. We've got the DNS seeds working just like we're supposed to. Those are working because we're taking advantage of the code that SEPA from Upstream Bitcoins published for the seeders. And the installation is so simple that we put together a step-by-step tutorial for Windows users to essentially do a full node installation on their laptop or their workstation without any issues. Inside our wallet, we've upgraded the universal plug-and-play code to work right. We've made a few other adaptations to that. We've also published binaries for Linux, so if you have a Debian VPS somewhere, you can start running a node today. From the professionalism side of the wallet installation, I think the thing that's going to help us most in the future is when we do get the code signing certificates for the Windows wallet and the Apple wallet, so that it doesn't say it's from an unidentified developer. And I believe after we're done with the 0.8 branch of Mincoin and are on the 0.10 branch code, that we'll have much better success with not triggering antivirus software that says, hey, I think I found a virus because there's a miner in here. So that's where we're at there, Will.
Very cool, very cool. Now, we do have a question on the line. We've got Kent listening to us on LRN.FM from Arizona. How you doing today, Kent? What do you think, and why do you think it?
I'm doing great. Loving Arizona. It's great out here. But I do have a question for the developers as far as it being a proof-of-stake coin. Where do they see the technology going? Do you feel like blockchain technology is going to be leaning towards the proof-of-stake, or are we going to stay with proof of work? What is their viewpoints on that? I mean, obviously they like proof-of-stake because it's their coin, but I want to see what they think the place of.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
My name is Jacob Hornberger. I'm president of the Future of Freedom Foundation, which Congressman Ron Paul awarded for having an outstanding freedom website. Write us at fff@fff.org, and we'll send you a free 3-month subscription to our monthly journal of libertarian essays and our booklet, Economic Liberty in the Constitution, which George Mason University economics professor Walter Williams praised in a recent column. That's fff@fff.org.
If you're looking for work, it's a process of elimination, and you're trying not to be eliminated. So here's a tip for making the cut, and this might seem subtle, but to the person interviewing you, it's not. There is a world of difference between applicants who convey, "I need a job," and those who simply ooze, "I want to work," especially in these lean times when many you're competing with will seem desperate in "I'll take anything" mode. If you convey specific interest in this job at this company, you will be conspicuous. Thus, the value of going to school on the company you're applying to before the interview. With money and attention so tight now, effective communication skills have never been more important. For more tips for job seekers and everyone else, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Catch the Call to Freedom at its new time, weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. The Call to Freedom is the only live drive-home call-in show in the U.S. with a segment devoted to cryptocurrencies. Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, live from Vertcoin Studios in New Hampshire. Learn about what makes cryptocurrencies so great and why you should care about them. Updates on new coins and ICOs, and warnings of scams. Plus, hear from traders, whales, developers, and big names in the crypto world. You can also win crypto coins or tokens every episode. Just listen for the faucet sound and be the 5th caller to get free Dash, Litecoin, Vertcoin, Verge, or other cryptocurrencies. The Call to Freedom with Will and Aria, featuring Crypto Hour. Broadcast internationally through our BitPlus network satellite. Weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. on LRN FM.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom.
تستمتعون إلى The Crypto Hour على برنامج نداء للحرية.
Live from the Verticoin studio. This is the call to freedom. It's the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium. 4 to 7 here on LRN.FM. When you kill the faucet, you color 5 to get some free coins. This is the call to freedom.
That's right. This is the Call to Freedom, back for the second half of the Crypto Hour here on Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. All right, now for your Crypto Hour crypto update, the price of Vertcoin today is $5.81. Zencash is down 5% to $49. Mincoin, our guests right now, is up 10.5% to 24 cents per coin. The median transaction fee for Bitcoin is currently $14.92 if you want to get in on the next block, and $14.60 if you want to get in on the next 3 or 6 blocks. So that's another $15 in uselessness, non-utilitarian. Bitcoin also has over 160,000 transactions backed up in the meme pool because, as we all know, Bitcoin is broken. And that's why we need people like our guest, Mincoin, to come along and try to fill that gap. So we try to bring those folks on with us. And we had Kent. He's called in. He won 50 free Mincoin from our guest. And he had a question about proof of work versus proof of stake. And Zai said he wanted to take care of that. So go ahead, Zai.
Oh, sure. Great. Hey, welcome, Ken. Thanks for calling in and for your interest in Mincoin. You know, I looked at proof of stake probably early 2015 in the first coin that I really invested in there. It was a similar coin to Mincoin. It had a max supply of 13 million, and all of the proof of work phase had completed in a few months. And what we saw over the course of the year was that, hey, nobody was staking their coins. There were so many coins sitting on the exchange, and the network stake weight was so low that if a small owner of that particular coin had his wallet offline for 8 months, he could turn it on, and with the weight that he had for staking accumulated, caused serious damage to the network. And I just didn't really feel that that was a very secure model. You know, and I helped do some development there to try and make the situation better. But the fact is, really, Mincoin's a proof of work coin. And if we changed it to be a proof of stake coin, it wouldn't be a Mincoin anymore. It'd be something different.
I agree with that 100%. And I'd also like to add that, you know, the core blockchain-based technology that Satoshi Nakamoto envisioned was via the proof of work protocol, and I like sticking to those roots.
Well, I mean, there are valid cases to be made for both, really. I mean, people like to say that, you know, proof of work has this great long track record, and that's true. I mean, so does proof of stake. Proof of work just has a number of additional years on it, but they have both been shown to be viable, and they both have their own advantages and disadvantages. I don't think that one is inherently superior to the other.
Tom is totally left out of this conversation completely. I love it.
Yep.
It's just like,
I'm sorry, Tom.
I have no idea what's going on here, but you guys are having a talk, so I'm just going to learn.
Yeah, no, I'm following. You know, the coins that we've looked at and the process we've looked at my company, and we're trying to do stuff with blockchain other than cryptocurrency itself. We've looked at the proof of stake model, but we're not looking at liquidity or at making it easier for people to mine. So that, like Arya says, it depends on what the purpose of the coin is, which version you want to go with.
Tom, there's something that we think Mincoin features really well, and we haven't had the chance to talk to the audience about it here today. And it has to do with how proof of stake compares to Bitcoin's halving model. For the first 4 years, Bitcoin was putting out 50 coins in a block and then cut it down to 25 and then 12.5. So you have your halving. And in a proof of stake coin, if you're not early, man, your only way to access those coins is on an exchange. And when we decided to do something different and new with Mincoin, we entirely cut 100% of that halving technology out of the chain. It's 2 Mincoins per block every day for 10 years for 10 million coins. Only 2,880 new coins produced today. And it doesn't matter whether you started mining 2 years ago or tomorrow. You don't have to worry about the guys who were pulling in 50 min coin blocks or 100 min coin blocks or 25 min coin blocks, because it's 2 min coins every minute, every block for the whole 10 years of the 10 million distribution cycle. And we think that's fundamentally fair, because the proof of stake coins that don't also have a proof of work component to them incentivizes mining early. And what happens if you weren't part of that?
Any other questions for the developers, Kent?
Yeah, do they have any plans to implement Lightning Network or atomic swaps?
Well, it's great you asked about the atomic swap technology. Our next network upgrade is going to be to roll in the BIP66 and BIP65 support, which is for check lock time verify. And decentralized exchanges like BarterDEX require that the network support BIP65 so that they can facilitate the atomic cross-chain swaps. So that is our next upcoming release. It will be a 10.4 release of Mincoin.
Very good. Very good. All right. Anything else, Ken?
No, thanks for having me on, and I really appreciate the very generous donation. Thank you.
Thanks for calling in, and thanks for being a winner here with us. Don't forget to claim your coins from Supertramp a little later today. All right, so we've been joined today by the developers of Mincoin. We've got Supertramp and Zai on the line with us. If you would like to join us, please give us a call, 603-283-6160. If you have questions or interest in Mincoin. Let's see, the atomic exchanges. I spend a lot of time on exchanges. Places like not Bittrex. I don't go to Bittrex or Coinbase. Places like YoBits or Cryptopia, something like that. What exchanges are we going to find Mincoin on now? And are there any exchanges that it looks like Mincoin will possibly be on before the end of 2018?
Yeah, hey, sure. That's a great question. Absolutely. Obviously, in order for you to kind of delegate and have a value, you need to be on exchange, need to be traded. It's important that exchanges have API for functionality, for connecting with merchants and vendors. Also, a lot of websites like CoinMarketCap.com require the API. So currently, we are listed, Mincoin's listed and trading on an exchange called Trade Satoshi. And Trade Satoshi is primarily an altcoin exchange, and they've had dramatic growth in the past 2 months. They went from having 300, 400, 500 users online now to 1,600 users online. So dramatic growth on Trade Satoshi. So you can go to tradesatoshi.com and register, and you can buy, sell, trade your Mincoin there. Also, we are in the final negotiations and discussions right now to be listed on an exchange in Hong Kong. We expect to have that listing on the exchange called ChowX by the end of this month. So we're very excited about that, to get that Asia Pacific exchange listing. And we are also going to be listed on a new exchange called Blockbit. They're currently in a beta phase, so you can go there and they're trading Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. And we're on the onboarding process to be traded on Blockbit in April when they go live to the public. So just a couple of things there on the different exchanges where we're at now and just where we're headed in the very near future.
Very cool. Very cool. Let's see here. I think we've covered pretty much all that I wanted to cover. Aria, hop on in here, hon. I know you're our little crypto investigator. So,
well, I mean, all of the questions that I've been really curious about have been answered. I suppose, obviously, what is the easiest way presently to go about acquiring Mincoin?
Oh, yeah, that is a really good one.
Well, as of this minute, if I check the network hash rate that we're seeing, there's currently 8.67 gigahash a second mining on the chain over the last 120 blocks. And so the easiest way to acquire some Mincoin,
I'm sorry to interrupt you,
would be to leave.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Lil Drums. Every bit as fun as a full-size Nestle drumstick cone, and definitely cuter. Visit us at drumstick.com. Vacations are all about family time, but you don't have to leave home to have fun. Take 1 weekend a month and devote it to family activities. Pull out the board games and puzzles, serve up some treats, or have a picnic. Even without leaving home, you'll feel like you've really had some time away. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up! We've been on the same channel on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving us to a new channel on a different transponder. The original channel will stay on the air until the end of February to give you time to transition without any loss of service, so don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 12, 11,936 MHz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 20,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.fm.
While our satellite channel is free to listen to, it's not free for us. You can help us cover our satellite costs with the chip-in on the right side of the page at lrn.fm.
You are listening to Call to Freedom's Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार के क्रिप्टो आवर को, जिसके प्रस्तुत करता है Helium.com.
All right, and we're back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We've been joined for the last little while by two guests, the developer from the development team of Mincoin. And we just got through giving away 50 free Min coins to one lucky listener named Kent from Arizona. And we've still got 2 more giveaways left to go this show. We've got the Vertcoin faucet giveaway that hasn't gone off. And I haven't heard that drone circling overhead at all yet today. So that means we have lots and lots of money left to give away. Free money here for you on the Call to Freedom, the only show giving you two opportunities to win. You just call in 603-283-6160. Aria had just asked Zai a question about, you're like, if you see me on camera, like I look like everybody's redneck cousin Joe, like I got paint on my Justin Roper hat and my Wrangler Western flannel shirt on, like my kickers on. So, what about me? If I want to buy Mincoin, how do I get my hands on Mincoin? If I'm not a day trader, I am, but if I'm not a day trader, like I just swing a hammer and hang drywall, but I want to get in on Mincoin at the ground level, how am I going to do that?
Yeah, hey, Will, Aria, yeah, I'll take this one.
And he means buying it. He doesn't mean mining it.
Yeah, buying it.
Okay, purchasing, yeah. Well, the easiest way right now is to go to tradesatoshi.com. It's an altcoin exchange located and based out of the UK, and sign up and get an account there. And you can deposit. Currently, we have 4 trading pairs. So we have a Mincoin Bitcoin, we have a Mincoin Litecoin, a Mincoin Dogecoin, and a Mincoin Bitcoin Cash. So if you already have one of those 4, it's very easy just to sign up, get your account at Trade Satoshi, make a corresponding deposit of whichever one of those you want to trade in. And all 4 of those markets are relatively active, so you can place a bid. Or if you're kind of impatient, we had a guy that was impatient last week, just came in and swept a bunch of offers. So if you're an impatient type and you're like, hey, I want to get my min now and I want out, then you can just go in and sweep offers and do a withdrawal. And the great thing about Trade Satoshi is I feel like I've been trading. I was trading before I got involved in cryptocurrencies back in August of 2011. I traded NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange. So I did all kinds of other trading. And I feel like the Trade Satoshi trade platform is very, very simple and easy to use. So I feel like it's a very user-friendly platform. And like I had said previously, we're also looking to be listed on the ChowX exchange in Hong Kong by the end of this month, and at the next one will probably be Blockbit if we're not on KuCoin and Eurobit before that, and Blockbit exchange will be in April. So we'll have more exchanges for you if something else is more convenient or you prefer another exchange at some point in the future. But absolutely, right now the easiest way, just go on the exchange, make a deposit, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Litecoin, or Bitcoin Cash, and place a bid or lift an offer.
Can you deposit Trade Satoshi? Can you deposit U.S. dollars or British pounds? Or is it a cryptocurrency only platform?
They currently do not have U.S. dollars or euros or British pounds. What they did do is this USD Tether thing, which a lot of exchanges are doing. Yeah. So I don't do anything with USD or fiat really. I mean, I'm pretty much a crypto to crypto kind of guy. Yeah. So like I'm always holding crypto. That's just kind of how it is for me. But yeah, currently on Trade Satoshi, you can't deposit, any fiat money on there.
Okay, all right. So from buying, let's go ahead and move on to mining. Supertramp, you were going to take this one. Our sponsors, Vertcoin, are they are devoted to this to ASIC resistant mining, making mining like one touch, 5 minutes away to even a guy like me who can barely write email. What is the mining platform for Mincoin? Is this going to be an ASIC coin? Is it going to be an ASIC resistant coin? Can you tell us a little bit about that before we finish things up?
Yeah, sure. And initially, when we had launched Mincoin back in 2013, we had used the proof of work script algorithm, the hashing algorithm script we borrowed from Litecoin. The whole idea there was an arms race, right, for the SHA-256 hashing algorithm that Bitcoin used. And if you remember, there were these FPGAs coming out, the field programmable gate array devices, and early ASIC units is coming out as well. Yeah. So at the time, script hashing algorithm was kind of ASIC resistant, so you could still mine on a CPU and GPU. Now, if you fast forward, you can see that CPU mining is absolutely out. We do still have some GPU miners. So if you have graphics cards, generally it's not somebody mining on one graphics card. Usually they'll have a 3 or 4 graphics card rig that they're mining on. But the easiest and most profitable way is absolutely currently with ASIC units. And you can either buy an ASIC unit or you can rent ASIC units. A place that a lot of our users use is called miningrigrentals.com. And it's pretty simple. You can deposit Bitcoin or Litecoin in there. And then you can rent an ASIC unit for anywhere from 3 hours to 2 weeks. And you can rent it for Scrypt or SHA-256. We're a Scrypt coin, obviously, so you would rent Scrypt hashing power. And then you can put on one of our pools. I think they were previously mentioned. There was the 803 Mine. There's the Mining Dutch. And then there's also a Cointech.net Mincoin mining pool as well, which is a peer-to-peer pool. So I would say that we're kind of more in the ASIC area, but we are still GPU mineable for those hardcore GPU miners.
Okay. Ari, anything else for these guys?
No, not for me. Everything was covered. Everything sounds great.
All right, very cool.
I look forward to seeing how it develops.
Me too. Is there any big development that you guys want to announce, or any I don't know, websites, places you can donate to the development team if you're a true believer?
Wow, the websites that we're going to promote right now is the first one where you download the wallet. So, Will, we want every listener to download a Mincoin wallet today, and they can do that at worldwideweb.mincoin.us. And when they do, they're going to find the wallet installs easily. And we also publish a bootstrap.dat to make that installation of the wallet so much faster for them to sync with the network. Our blockchain is only about 625 megs on the bootstrap.dat we put out from December 9th. And so they can fetch that at github.com/Mincoin/releases. But the other cool website that they're really going to love, and Supertramp did a whole bunch of great work with this over the last 3 or 4 years, is our mincoinforum.com. And so at Mincoin Forum, we have mining guides. We have guides for how to set up a node. We have voting polls for how to create an exchange. And a lot of the users over at mincoinforum.com are active on our Discord server too. And so you can find our communities by checking out those 2 websites. But also we want you to check us out on Twitter. So that's Mincoin US on Twitter, at Mincoin US.
And then, of course, the Discord chat is the place to be, as always, with a lot of these coins. If you want to get involved with, speaking with folks that are involved in that coin's development directly, it seems like Discord is just really the way to go nowadays. It's this, all of a sudden, if you want to talk to the people who are behind releases, re-releases, software development, all that stuff, they're hanging out on Discord, chatting.
Yeah, you're totally right, Will, man. Discord is for cryptocurrencies what Freenode IRC is for all the free and open source projects.
Okay, very good. Well, if there's no more websites for you guys to promote, then you guys have a great day. It's been a pleasure having you with us. If you have any big developments to come up in the future, please feel free to call us. We'd love to have you on again.
We will. Thanks so much for having us.
Very good, John. Yeah,
hey, thanks, Will. Aria, really, really appreciate it. You guys are doing great work. Just keep it up, man. You guys are awesome.
All right. You guys take care. Have a good night. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Thanks. Good night. Bye, Aria. Bye, Will.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Well, it's...
They didn't even know I was here.
That's okay, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
There you go.
Tom's our learner. He's our blue collar guy. Who's not really. He's
the blue collar lawyer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what I mean. You're our little crypto virgin. We popped his cherry just a couple weeks ago.
I was about to say I have my first 2 balloons already floating on helium. So if I'm on there, then the listeners really need to get in on it.
All right. Well, when we get back here on the other side of the break, we'll have a whole lot more of today's stories here on the Call to Freedom. Give us a call, 603-283-6160.
Satellite scan.
Hi, I'm Derek J. To me, an activist's calling is to actively work to advance a cause. The cause for which I work is personal freedom. I believe my life is best when I engage in voluntary interactions and self-government. I reject the idea that anyone else has a higher claim to my life or my body than I do. I see people who call themselves the government as a threat to my personal freedom. I realize you may feel differently, but my relationship with the people who call themselves the government is completely involuntary. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveitpurse.com.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, January 15th, 2018. Silver is trading at $17.35 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,342 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $52, and the average price of Bitcoin is $14,182. Antiwar.com reports the U.S.-led coalition forces in Syria have announced their intention to create a new 30,000-man border fence in northern Syria along the border between Syria and Turkey. The force is expected to predominantly be Kurdish, but also include some Arab fighters. Spokesman Colonel Ryan Dillon confirmed that the inaugural class of border fighters, some 230 members, were already trained. There is no timeline on getting to 30,000, though in the past the U.S. has struggled mightily to achieve large numbers in such training efforts. Unsurprisingly, this whole scheme boils down to training and arming a heavily Kurdish force guarding what is ultimately Kurdish YPG territory. Turkey is furious, saying the entire enterprise is unacceptable. Turkish officials say they've already summoned a U.S. charge d'affaires in Ankara last week to protest the effort and are being increasingly public about their opposition to the idea. Recent history suggests Turkey's opposition to U.S. action in Syria will have no impact on them, however.
Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spendabit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spendabit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. Bitcoin merchants, ask about our merchant suite to reach even more customers. Spendabit.co.
UPI reports undocumented immigrants can resume applications for protection under the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrival program after a federal judge last week blocked the Trump administration's plan to let DACA expire, according to immigration officials. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services announced Saturday it would resume processing the applications, though not for people who have never been granted protection under the program. On Wednesday, U.S. District Judge William Alsup said the Trump administration must continue to accept DACA renewal applications Coins, despite President Trump's decision on September 5th to end new applications and renewals and let the program expire March 5th. A memo from then Acting Department of Homeland Security Secretary Elaine Duke said the agency lacked the authority to implement DACA because it was an executive order from former President Barack Obama. The judge said that reasoning was flawed because the agency and administration does have the authority to implement the program, which allows children brought to the country as undocumented immigrants stay and work legally for 2-year intervals. Trump and bipartisan members of Congress met Tuesday in an attempt to strike a deal to continue DACA while also funding a wall along the Mexican border. On Sunday, Trump expressed doubts over being able to agree on a deal. Trump tweeted, "DACA is probably dead because the Democrats don't really want it. They just want to talk and take desperately needed money away from the military." The lawsuit against the administration over its plans to let DACA expire was brought against the Trump administration by the regents of the University of California system and its president, Janet Napolitano. Napolitano served as Secretary of DHS under Obama from 2009 to 2013.
For over 40 years, Robertson Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Robertson Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
Reuters reports at least 15 people were injured when a fire engulfed a boat off the coast of Florida on Sunday, causing the 50 people aboard to jump into the Gulf of Mexico and swim to shore. A preliminary investigation showed the fire broke out at about 4:17 p.m. Eastern Time from an apparent engine fire, according to the Pasco Fire Rescue. The 60-foot shuttle boat was on its way to the Sun Cruise Casino boat a little more than 3 miles away in international waters. It had only made it about 100 yards from where it originated in Port Richey, about 30 miles north of downtown Tampa. After seeing the smoke, the captain prompted the 50 people aboard the boat to abandon ship and swim to shore. Some of the injuries were from being in cold water and from smoke inhalation. Several agencies, including the U.S. Coast Guard, the City of Port Richey Fire Department, and the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, responded to the incident. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
The Surgeon General warns teens the Cinnamon Challenge is not for pussies. Taylor Swift is now dating the Watertown boat, and a middle-aged funeral director buys a flashy red hearse. We pity your pathetic dependence on this for your weekly news, but here we go anyway. This is the Onion Week in Review. A study released this week by the National Institutes of Health confirmed that for the 25th straight year, wolf attacks remain the leading cause of death in the United States. The Human Health Agency's findings confirmed that being viciously killed by a ravenous wolf claimed the lives of over 800,000 Americans last year alone, with researchers adding that one person in the United States dies every 40 seconds from a violent wolf attack.
The mortality rate associated with wolf attacks vastly outstrips the death tolls of cancer, stroke, and chronic respiratory disease. People should know that anyone... Oh, Jesus,
no. This is the Onion News Network.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Unasikiliza wito wa uhuru katika LRN.FM.
And we're back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM for the final hour here of our 3-hour live broadcast this beautiful Monday afternoon here in the Vertcoin studios in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. Oh, goodness gracious. So, if you guys were listening closely, you heard the Galactic Systems airdrop drone circling overhead. It was looking for a target. Galactic Systems regain control of your virtual identity, communications, money, and property with GridPhone and Galacticoin. Tear down the walled garden business model. Galactic Systems, restoring liberty, building an open metaverse. Learn more at galacticsystems.net. Now, we're joined by Napmaster. He is joining us today from Pennsylvania, listening on the LRN app on Android. How are you today, Napmaster?
Hey guys, I'm pretty good.
Very good, very good. So, Napmaster, we looked through the memory unit here for our Galactic Systems drone, and it says that we are airdropping directly to you $10 in OK Cash. $10 in OK Cash coming to you free from our wonderful sponsors over there at Galactic Systems. Again, check them out at galacticsystems.net. But until then, who's the show giving you 2 chances to win free coins every day?
Call to Freedom.
Very good, Kent. Thanks for being a part of it. You have a great day. So we wanted to move on. We're going to stick with cryptocurrencies, because that's what we do here on the Call to Freedom. I've got a story here from CCN, not CNN, CCN. Says Bitcoin is the new gold, a better safe haven asset, according to Goldman Sachs. Now, it says here the $96 billion investment bank Goldman Sachs believes that Bitcoin is, it's the new gold, the premier store of value in the global finance market. Bitcoin's naturally progressed from fiat money. In a report sent from the bank to the bank's client, Goldman Sachs and analyst Zach Pandal wrote that the rapid increase in demand for Bitcoin has been triggered by the growing dissatisfaction with regulated monetary systems and current banking infrastructures. In the long term, as cryptocurrencies mature and evolve into a major asset class, Pandal noted that digital currencies like Bitcoin will pose lower returns but demonstrate a high level of stability like gold and other safe haven assets. He wrote, quote, "We should stress that as money, cryptocurrencies should have low expected returns in the long run, despite their high returns recently. Digital currencies should be thought of as a low zero return or a hedge, like assets akin to gold or certain other metals," end quote. However, Pandal also wrote a negative viewpoint on the price trend of Bitcoin and the exponential growth rate of the cryptocurrency market, sharing the sentiment of other experts within the cryptocurrency market, such as Ethereum creator Vitalik Buterin and co-founder Charles Hoskinson. In December, Buterin wrote, quote, "So crypto-coin market cap just hit $500 billion today. But have we earned it? How many unbanked people have we banked? How much censorship-resistant commerce for the common people have we enabled? How many dApps have we created that have substantial usage? Low added value per user using a blockchain is fine, but then you have to make up for it in volume. The answer to all these questions is definitely not zero, and in some cases, it's quite high, significant even, but not enough to say it's $500 billion levels of significant. Just not enough," end quote. So you've got some people in the cryptocurrency community saying they don't feel that Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market in general has really earned the place at the table that it's got right now. It may not the place itself, but that it's already got such a big chair. But then you have people in the sitting in those other chairs going, Bitcoin just might be, or crypto in general just might be a real threat. So I'm confused. Isn't this usually the other way around?
I'm confused as well. I mean, weren't these the same guys who a week ago were calling it a scam, a fraud, a Ponzi scheme?
Actually, they're technically competitors, Goldman Sachs and then Warren Buffett. So I guess in a way this is sort of...
But they agree on Bitcoin.
Well, evidently they don't. At least not this particular guy working with Goldman Sachs.
Yeah, he's...
Well, they agreed until recently, I should say.
Well, here's one thing they don't agree on. Well, maybe they do agree on the point, but they're not the same in that Warren Buffett openly admits he doesn't know anything about cryptocurrency, whereas this fellow is an actual market researcher and appears to have done, research before forming his opinion that cryptocurrency is a legitimate hedge and has a legitimate place in especially the emerging market.
Well, I'm loving the ending of this article here on Bitcoin's potential. It says Goldman Sachs CEO Lloyd Blankfein explained in an interview with CNBC, if Bitcoin is the natural progression from fiat money or physical forms of money to digital currencies, the market valuation of Bitcoin can easily be justified. Blankfein emphasized that the abolishment of the gold standard and the abrupt introduction of the fiat currency system was not accepted or adopted by individuals and businesses at first. Over time, the global economy adapted to the fiat currency system and began using it as the main form of money. Bitcoin could lead to the natural progression from fiat currencies to digital currencies, similar to the change from gold to the US dollar. You move a little bit further and you get Bitcoin. That's not a fiat currency, so I don't trust it and I don't like it. On the other hand, if it works, I say maybe it was a natural progression from hard money to digital money. So he's admitting that he doesn't like it. It's a threat to him, but he can't really, it's like the candle makers with the light bulb. Like, there's really not going to be the ability for him to stand in the way of progress if this is the way the market moves.
Plus, it's worth noting they're stuck on Bitcoin because that's, of course, the first and the one that is the best known, but they're debating over the merits of the Model T, whereas the market has already moved on to the Corvette. Some like our friends at Vertcoin, like some of the other cryptos that are simply better at doing what Bitcoin was trying to do than Bitcoin is right now. Bitcoin kind of got everything started, but the technology has already moved well past it, and it's evident in those high transaction fees that you're always complaining about, Will.
Yeah. I'm not a fan
Rightly
of the high transaction
complaining
fees.
about.
I may as well pay tax, man. I mean, seriously, if I'm going to pay 10% in mining fees, then why not just pay sales tax? I mean, at least I'm supposedly getting something out of the sales tax. $17 for my transaction to be processed, that's not value.
Wait.
Wait.
Did you just say you'd rather pay taxes than Bitcoin fees because at least taxes gives you roads? Where are the roads you've built, Bitcoin?
Well, no. Here we go. Let me make sure I get the numbers correct. $15 to send a $1 transaction is not value. That's a 1,500% tax. That's what that is. That I'm paying to the miners to do a job that used to be done for a 1,500th of a penny.
Well, the whole thing with Bitcoin is backwards because they introduced block size definitions, and now they're scrambling to try to increase those when the solution is to actually eliminate them altogether. Let the miners compete with each other to grab as many transactions as they can. As it is now, we have, people like you and me who want to send Bitcoin competing with one another.
Yep.
And that drives up the price and screws us.
All right. Well, if you want to talk about cryptocurrency or you want to get in on today's discussion, call us 603-283-6160. We'll be right back.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in Liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website, fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper, FPP News, at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
The 3 most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free-market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447. On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
You are listening to The Call to Freedom live on LRN.fm. تستمعون إلى نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.fm.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead you?
All right. Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. We want to tell you a little bit about our friends over at Helium.com. If you want to start investing in cryptos and you're new to cryptocurrencies out there and you don't want to do any of the busy work that goes along with being a full-time trader, well, we're letting you know about Helium. It's a long-term savings accelerator powered by Uphold.com. Helium has developed a bot, you see, and what it does is it simultaneously watches the conversion rates between multiple cryptos and multiple fiats at the same time. That way, it converts your money when the time is just right. All you got to do is add funds to Helium from your bank account, or from your digital wallet. So you can deposit cash directly with your bank card. It's literally that easy. The rest is just, well, it's automatic. You just sit back and watch your money grow. Helium, let your money move you. Sign up today at heliumwithane.com/CTF. That's HELEUM.com/CTF. Getting back to the discussion here. Now, Aria, you had a little something you wanted to weigh in on this discussion of, basically some of the naysayers are now coming from our own neck of the woods, but you also have people from Goldman Sachs openly admitting, this is probably going to be a threat to us down the line.
Well, I mean, it certainly is. Cryptocurrency is the future, and there's really nothing that they can do to stop it. And I mean, they're finally realizing that. As I've said countless times, they couldn't stop BitTorrent. They can't even keep the Pirate Bay down, and it requires a lot of centralization for it to stay up. And they still can't keep it down. But what I was saying before the break was regarding Bitcoin block sizes, and it's really hard to formulate these thoughts on the fly. But essentially, back in, I think it was 2014, Satoshi implemented block size definitions in order to prevent DOS networks on the network, to make them too expensive. And the block size limit was set as 1 megabyte. And because of that, only so many transactions could fit into one block. The result of this is that it created a bottleneck of a bunch of transactions trying to get into a block and trying to get processed. This is no longer necessary. We can get rid of these block size definitions right now and allow miners to grab however many transactions they think that they can process in a reasonable amount of time. And in this way, the miners would be competing with each other to get the most transactions that they could without grabbing so many that they wouldn't be able to process them all before someone else came in and did complete them and added them to the blockchain. As a result of them being predefined, it has us competing with each other and increasing our transaction fees and trying to jump to the front of the line. It's all entirely backward, and the block size definitions are the reason why. So I just wanted to finish getting that out there and trying to explain it a little bit better, although I doubt I did because it's a complex issue.
Okay. All right. So
yeah, but if it can be worked out, because Bitcoin, it's the champion, it's the granddaddy of cryptocurrencies, and it's going to stay that way for at least the foreseeable future. It's the one that everybody is looking at. If it's not viable as a currency, then cryptocurrency isn't viable as a currency.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's critically important that Bitcoin straighten its issues out. And I don't think it's going to, because the miners are making too much money at our expense.
So what you're saying is that you've got some people who got involved who weren't really involved for the reasons that most of us were, and because of that, now we have it's broken. We had Roger Ver on, and there are people that I get it. Some of you have some hard on. You don't like Roger Ver, fine. But we had Roger on, and he openly acknowledged that, look, people went in and they got involved with the algorithms, and they created this. They broke Bitcoin on purpose. Like, this was done on purpose. This wasn't like a oops. No, this was calculated. And
I think in the beginning it was done to help Bitcoin and to prevent the DDoS attacks on the network, but now it's no longer feasible anyway because there's so much computing power on the Bitcoin network. But back then, during its growing periods, definitely it was a threat. But now, I mean, with SegWit and with the failure of S2X, yeah, they
and B2X,
the miners were all, yeah, they wanted to go through with it while the public was watching them, but then as soon as people stopped watching, they pulled out one by one. They don't want to fix Bitcoin. They're making too much money from it being broken.
Yeah. And then even guys like Tom, he can't even get in now. Now it costs him, if he wants to get in on the Bitcoin train, he's either got to go through Helium or he's got to do, make purchases that the premium is 7 to 10%, and then he's paying another 7 to 10 to 15% in fees on top of that just to get his hands on the Bitcoin. So
it's almost as bad as practicing law, let me tell you.
For real.
I mean, if he bought like $20
the
worth of
markup's like
Bitcoin,
it's like drugs, man. The markup is so insanely high.
Well, as Father James informed us, that's all anybody's using Bitcoin for anyway, is drugs. So
you're gonna make him call in again, Tom.
Right?
What do you think I'm trying to do?
That phone is ringing right now.
Probably not, because he got filtered out the last time. So I don't believe he can keep it together long enough to get on the air. So
anyway. A thought that I was having, Aria, for the listeners, I may not be big into crypto, but cybersecurity is what I do for a living. So taking a benign view that when they messed with the algorithms, that it was originally for security reasons, Aria, we always talk in security about that line between security and usability. Would you say Bitcoin, in an effort to try to avoid those DDoS attacks and the 51% attacks, went way too far over the line of alleged security and screwed with usability, perhaps permanently? Well,
I mean, the amount of transactions that were going on back then were nowhere near what there were now. I mean, now I don't know how many transactions we're seeing a day on the Bitcoin network, but
100,000 is what it's in the queue, right?
Yeah, it's certainly a lot more than there were in 2014. So the problem then is still being applied now, even if it doesn't still work.
All right, when we get back here, we'll continue on with this discussion of the usability of cryptocurrency and how it figures into the future. Give us a call, 603-283-6160.
The weather was fine and
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
In Survivor Max 2, School Bites, Max must scavenge through a wasteland swarming with the undead. Desperate to find the medicine he needs, he discovers a community of survivors at his former school. Has he finally found the safe haven he's been looking for, or will he discover that school bites? Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, and read Chapter 1 at survivormax.com.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm. Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.fm.
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. If you were listening, you just heard our Vertcoin faucet going off just a moment ago, and we have got callers calling in. Give me just a few moments, and I think we are going to have a winner. But before we get there, I just wanted to make sure I mentioned our sponsors over at Vertcoin. They are the sponsors of our wonderful Vertcoin studio here. That's Vertcoin, currency anyone can mine. That's one of the things we were talking about earlier, ASIC resistant mining. See, Vertcoin wants you involved in the cryptocurrency community so badly that they've created what they call the one-click miner. So you can go in, download the software, and within just a couple of minutes, if you have an NVIDIA card on your computer, you too can be a miner of cryptocurrency. Vertcoin stays true to the original goal of crypto money controlled by its users, not by the banks. So, Aria, you and me and Tom, we've been talking about this story here with Goldman Sachs. They are saying now that Goldman Sachs, that Bitcoin is probably going to become the new gold. And that's something that people like you and I have been saying for years, especially when cryptocurrency, when Bitcoin surpassed gold a couple years ago.
Right. It was always inevitable. I mean, it has all of these same basic characteristics as gold, other than, the incorporeal existence part. But it exists in a finite capacity. It can't readily be inflated or created. It's scarce. It's malleable. It's divisible. I mean, it's digital gold. I mean, it's good to see people in Goldman Sachs finally stepping up and realizing that, but they are so late to the ball game.
Yeah, well, to an extent. I mean, it's just now getting to where it's becoming relevant to their business model. But again, they are getting in at a point where all of the things they are saying that Bitcoin could do, as far as being a replacement for the digital dollar, because being the next evolution of digital currency, is being done better by other coins that don't even seem to be on their radar yet. So
I love the irony of that.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's partly ironic, but it took people. I mean, it took the fat cats a while to. It takes the fat cats a while to latch onto any technology. I mean, it took most of the big banks a while into the internet to get into the idea even of internet banking, and a lot of them still do it pretty badly compared to other internet services, including, by the way, cryptocurrency financial services like Helium, like Uphold, like our friends at BitPlus. It took them a while to invest their money into the horseless carriage back in the day.
Right.
By the time they did, they were looking at the Model T or the Model A, and Henry Ford himself was already onto the Model T, and they were making it in colors by then. By gosh.
Well, we want to change that slow adoption so much here that we give away free coins on a regular basis, and I actually have a winner with us right now. We've got Jamil joining us. He's listening to the LRN.FM website from Virginia. How you doing tonight, Jamil?
I'm doing well.
Very good. Now, if you hop on over to the VertCoin Discord chat room, you can say thank you to the wonderful sponsors there who provided us with the coin that we're going to be giving you free today. You're going to get 2.15 VertCoin today for free, sent to your wallet from us here at The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM and our wonderful sponsors over at VertCoin. So, once again, who is the show giving you 2 chances to win free coins?
Call to Freedom.
All right. Thanks for being a part of it, and we'll get that free money right out to you real soon. Switching gears from crypto, though, we're going to move in a little bit of a different direction. Part of the reason why you need cryptocurrency is the behemoth, violent, unaccountable beast that is government. And one of the things that have shown just how evil and unaccountable government can be is the Guantanamo detention facility. And, well, it turns out, according to the Washington Post, some people have basically, well, it's enough is enough. Enough's enough. And according to Missy Ryan here with the Washington Post, a new legal challenge seeks to end the indefinite detention without trial at Guantanamo Bay as lawyers for 11 men who have been held at the military facility for up to 16 years argue that their imprisonment has gone on far too long. The motion filed in the U.S. District Court in Washington on Thursday asserts that the detention of 11 prisoners, none of whom have ever been charged during their decade and a half at Guantanamo, violates U.S. and international law. And
it violates every tenet of basic human decency.
Thank you. Right? None of that really. It's
sorry
humanity.
For interrupting you there.
They're human beings. We shouldn't keep them in cages like animals without at least saying that they did, I don't know, anything.
Something.
The group represents a large share of detainees remaining who are not facing trial in a military court process at the prison, which President Trump has promised he will keep open and potentially use to house new terrorism suspects.
Terrorism!
Wells Dixon, a senior staff lawyer at the Center for Constitutional Rights, which was involved in putting forward this week's action, said the Trump administration had opened itself up to a legal challenge because it appeared to intend to leave inmates at Guantanamo for the foreseeable future, even those who face no charges. The motion argues, quote, really for the first time that the men who remain at Guantanamo simply have been held for too long, Dixon said. These men will likely die in Guantanamo unless the courts intervene.
And it took them more than 2 hours to figure out that these people being held like animals against their will had been held too long?
No, the new legal action could present a test of the Trump administration's resolve to keeping the controversial prison in operation and breaking with the previous administration's practice of releasing detainees overseas, many of which Republicans allege have threatened United States security. With 40,
all Obama did was outsource it.
Well, I mean, if you take somebody who didn't actually do anything and lock them in a cage to be tortured for a decade or so, usually when they get out, they're not exactly your biggest fan. Revenge is probably hot on their mind. I mean, I know personally if you had subjected me to some of the things that it's alleged that detainees in Guantanamo have been subjected to, then yeah, I'm going to say, I'm going to want some pretty nasty revenge.
If only there was a rather large report that happened immediately after a major terrorist attack that informed us about this phenomenon. I don't know, 17 years ago?
Well, you know, I mean, that doesn't fit in with the narrative, though. The narrative is that America's never wrong, and the more evil we are, the better we are. I mean, we've basically adopted Russia's old and Russia and, you know, the 1930s Germany, we've adopted their propaganda platform. The nastier, more evil, and less merciful, less humanitarian we are, the better. The more we make people suffer, the better. That's what America will be in the minds of a lot of the people on the right, a lot of people out there listening to AM radio, talk radio. The more evil, the less Christ-like Americans are, the better it is for them. You want to get involved in this conversation, give us a call, 603-283-6160. We'll be back. Call to Freedom.
I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
Catch the Call to Freedom at its new time, weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. The Call to Freedom is the only live drive-home call-in show in the U.S. with a segment devoted to cryptocurrencies. Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, live from Vertcoin Studios in New Hampshire. Learn about what makes cryptocurrencies so great and why you should care about them. Updates on new coins and ICOs, and warnings of scams. Plus, hear from traders, whales, developers, and big names in the crypto world. You can also win crypto coins or tokens every episode. Just listen for the faucet sound and be the 5th caller to get free Dash, Litecoin, Vertcoin, Verge, or other cryptocurrencies. The Call to Freedom with Will and Aria, featuring Crypto Hour. Broadcast internationally through our BitPlus network satellite. Weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. on LRN FM.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road Underground Market. The Silk Road was a gift to humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed, Ross has been sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Now, an appeal is Ross's only chance, and he needs your support. Please visit freeross.org, where you can contribute via various methods, including Bitcoin. Visit freeross.org. That's freeross.org.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. facebook.freetalklive.com.
Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up! We've been on the same channel on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving us to a new channel on a different transponder. The original channel will stay on the air until the end of February to give you time to transition without any loss of service, so don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 12, 11,936 megahertz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 20,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.fm.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
You're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom, to the final segment of the show today. If you want to get in on this discussion of Guantanamo Bay and due process rights, give us a call, 603-283-6160. We've given away today, let's see here, Mincoin. We gave away 50 Mincoin. That's 25 cents a coin for 50 coins. That's what, like $12.50 in Mincoin. Then another $10 in OK Cash, 2.15 Vertcoin, and the current up-to-date Vertcoin trading price is $5.63. So that's another $11. So that's 10, so 30, like $34 in free cryptocurrencies that we've given away today already. So that's a good start. That's a pretty good start. That's a good Monday. I'm happy with that. I am not disappointed in one little bit. So yeah, keep listening in here. The only show giving you at least two opportunities a day to win free coins. Now, Tom,
and
is
3 Wednesday.
3 Wednesday. That's right. That's right. 3 on Wednesday. We have another special guest coming in. We're going to get into that before I cut you loose. But now we've got Tom tonight, which is great because Tom is our lawyer on call, and he is going to explain the real legal issues going on around this story. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, so we were talking during the break, and the question is, all right, these aren't United States citizens. How do they have any due process rights under our Constitution? And the answer is, well, Congress actually gave them some. Their actual suit argues that the authorization of use of military force adopted by Congress in 2001 gives them rights that are currently being denied by President Trump's refusal even to consider releases. But that raises a whole other question. Whenever some of these men are being held for what we would generally consider to be, and I'm not saying war is good, obviously violence is bad, but they're things that in other contexts would be dismissed as acts of war. For instance, if you bring up with someone who has served in the military, anybody that they've killed on the battlefield, well, that was war. We were all shooting at each other. Well, you've got at least one young man who has actually been prosecuted under a bizarre law that Congress passed. He was prosecuted for murder for killing a U.S. soldier as an enemy combatant, and he was prosecuted under U.S. law on Guantanamo Bay is U.S. soil for an act of war. So they're looking for ways to go after these guys that are outside what would normally be considered war, but they're not wanting to give them due process within the courts. They're wanting to litigate things in court that normally you would litigate on the battlefield, and litigate things on the battlefield you would normally litigate in court. So basically, they're wanting to have their cake and eat it too when it comes to prosecuting and persecuting these individuals. And of course, we're assuming that these are people who are being held that have done anything wrong at all, which they're not even required to prove. In other contexts and in other countries, people who have been held in Guantanamo Bay are suing governments and winning vast amounts of money for having been tortured. Things that violate other countries' laws that we've allowed their agents to come in and do. And yet, it seems to be the policy of the United States to try to escape any sort of liability or any sort of question even of whether we've done anything wrong, even if it requires talking out of both sides of our mouth. It really raises a lot of questions about any assertions we have as far as our moral superiority. You know, we say you're not U.S. citizens, so you don't have rights under the Constitution. But you're not enemy combatants, so you don't have rights under the authorization of use of military force. War is hell, but we're going to prosecute you as though you were a common criminal as opposed to an enemy combatant. We're allowed to defend ourselves in the theater of battle by killing people, but if people do that to us, we're not only going to kill them, kill their families, but then we're going to drag the ones who survive back here and drag them through our courts, and then
we're not going to drag them through our courts. We're just going to stick
not
them,
real courts.
No, we're going to stick them in indefinite detention, even the children. We'll keep the innocent until the home countries finally make a big enough stink that we finally let them go.
And even that's not working anymore. No, I'm talking about one specific instance where we've actually taken a Guantanamo detainee and put him through a criminal trial. This happened in 2010.
We've done it at least 19 times, and every single time we've attempted to send a quote-unquote terrorist through the courts, the court system worked just fine.
Yeah. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for them to go through the courts, we don't even give them the treatment that we would give prisoners if they were here on the mainland that are awaiting trial in court. We don't give them.
Hence why we leave it. Hence why we leave it. And I think this is really funny.
Yep.
That Republicans love us having like our own little torture chamber in a communist country, so that we can act like communists as long as it's not inside of America. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, pretty much.
Isn't that like a beautiful, just like dripping?
Beautiful is not the word I would use.
With hypocrisy, it's just the bitter, you know, the bitter. It's like a mouthful of Tylenol.
You know,
that kind of implies Republicans aren't just communists anyway.
They are communists. They're totally communists.
They're the kind
of just don't think that they are.
They take all your money and don't even give you stuff. Like they're the worst kind of.
They take your money and give it. They take your money and give it to their crony friends. You know, the Democrats take your money and give part of it to their crony friends and part of it to poor people. The Republicans take your money and give it to their crony friends and each other.
And definitely not the poor people.
Yeah, somehow that the latter is better. I'm not really sure. I mean, I'm not a big fan of either. But if I have, like, if you literally put a gun in my mouth and said, so do you want us to give your money to poor people, or do you want us to give your money to bomb poor people? I'm going to say feed and house them. You know, like, I don't really want the blood on my hands. I have a conscience, a soul, you know, the kind of thing that if you're going to run for office and you think you can actually win, you can't have those things. If you think you can win an office, I don't believe that you can have a soul and run for office with the intention of actually winning it.
Well, no, because you'll be asked to go find a homeless guy who lifted himself up off the streets and harass him and take all of his money and throw him back out on the streets because he didn't get your permission to not be a bomb.
Yeah, to put up a sign on his window to sell pizza.
Yeah,
and it does make me wonder sometimes, and this is showing kind of my bias because I'm where you are. When you've got 45 men who are being held, tortured, denied basic human dignity in this camp in Cuba, when you've got us dropping the mother of all bombs on
goat herders in tents in the middle of the desert in Afghanistan.
Exactly.
These people live just a day outside of the Stone Age.
And you've got these things going on, and these things that tax money is being used on. Where do some people even have time to get
we need to cut PBS.
Angry?
PBS!
Yeah, exactly.
PBS is the problem. It's where all of if we didn't have, if we didn't have PBS, we could cut the corporate gains tax.
Yeah, by like
Sure.
By like half of a quarter of a tenth of a percent. But it makes
But this
me
is
wonder,
why we use cryptocurrencies, because
That's
the
right.
more cryptocurrencies we use, the less money they have.
That's right.
To drop bombs on countries that, are 10 minutes away from being Stone Age.
That's right. Like you hear in the
get cracked down on,
like
like
you
old
hear
James wants.
Well, like you hear in the LRN advertisement from Derek J. Freeman, starve the machine. Don't use their money. When you use their money, you acknowledge them. You acknowledge their dominance, and you assist in continuing that dominance. It's why I advocate people stop going for Hajj. As long as you're going, you are enriching the very people who are causing the troubles. As long as you use the dollar, you are enriching the very people who are stealing from you every single day.
The Troubles. There's one last shout out to the Cranberries.
However, we are
RIP.
not stealing from you every day. We are giving you free cryptocurrencies, giving you the opportunity to get involved. We got great guests coming up the rest of the week. Who's coming in tomorrow, Aria?
I'm not sure. I'd have to
Forgot.
look at
It's
the
okay. Not a
spreadsheet,
big
man.
deal. We are going to have the people from LBRY in sometime this week. Stick with us. Come back tomorrow, 4 to 7 p.m. here on LRN.FM on the Call to Freedom. We'll see you then.
Frustrated with his increased workload and a litany of interpersonal problems, CLG software project manager William Garston brought a list of grievances Thursday to his supervisor Todd Watkins, an utterly powerless office functionary with no actual ability to resolve any problems.
Oh, no. I'm really glad that you're bringing this to me. This is great.
The 15-minute interaction, which was taken seriously by both parties, involved Garston laying out a series of work-related issues he's had recently, absolutely none of which Watkins has even the slightest authority to address.
Again, I'm sorry to be bothering you with all this stuff, Todd. I've reached a point where I was not under the...
This is important. We're gonna sort all this out.
Sources added that throughout the conversation, Watkins continually nodded his head and repeatedly assured Garston that his problems would be considered a top priority, despite the fact that he lacked the necessary clout to foster any change whatsoever within the company.
This is the Onion News Network.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute,